Folks, how you doing? Tim Buckley with you here. It is a Monday afternoon. We are still in weather impact alert mode. We have cold weather on the way. It's already cold. It's only going to get colder going into tonight and the next couple days. So let's get after it. Here we're looking at temperatures falling. That's kind of where we are right now. You know, throughout the day today, we actually warmed up a little bit to around 30 degrees, but in the last couple of hours, we've really started to dip pretty strongly. Temperatures are all the way down already into the mid-20s around the area, and that's something that we'll be tracking here for you as one of our coldest nights of winter is on the way. We also have a cold weather advisory in place, and the North Carolina mountains have something called an extreme cold warning. An extreme cold warning is in effect over there. I was just noticing that Wilkesboro was reporting snow. That doesn't seem to be right to me, but who am I to argue? It looks like maybe that was an error, I suppose. But like I said, we do have cold weather alerts for this evening. What that means is that your temperatures are going to be really, really low for a really long time. We'll actually have a wind chill pretty close to the below zero values. So bottom line, what you should be taking a look at here is as we go through the night tonight and into tomorrow morning, temperatures are dipping about as low as they've been in a while, getting down into the single digit range. Wind chills, they'll be a little bit worse about that. And also, thinking about black ice or any sort of risky areas, whether you be on foot, whether you be driving in your car, all of those things. Think about your pipes of the house, think about pets, people that need help, all of those things. And you know, it's a little tough to get around the area right now. That's not just talking about driving your car, but it's also talking about walking even just simply to the mailbox or to take out the dog. Those are things you'll want to keep an eye on. We do have really cold air coming our way, and we actually should be starting right pretty soon, getting into the teens by about 9 o'clock or so. And then tomorrow morning, right around 10. We could have some single-digit numbers as well. Here are some of the low temperatures that I'm forecasting for our area, mostly in the single-digit range. It's going to be very cold for a very long time, as I said. And really, when you factor in the wind, it's going to feel worse than that. So just keep that in mind with the wind chill around our area. Here's kind of what those wind chills are showing. Mostly in the zero range or below zero range. Those are both options for us. And hey, let's take a look at this. If we do get into the single digits or anywhere colder than 11, it'll be the coldest that we've been since before Christmas 2022. The last time we had a single digit low, that was Christmas Eve of 2022 when we were 7 degrees. So it's been a little while there. And temperatures are just headed that way. And part of the reason for that is just the weather pattern that we're stuck in right now. It's a really cold one, and it's one that, you know, doesn't show a lot of signs of slowing down. So every couple of days, we get these reinforcing pushes of colder air and more colder air. This is just kind of what's going on. So as this chill continues to move in day after day after day, we're going to keep things cold. And that's just the way that it is. And you don't really see a lot of warmth in the forecast over the next several days. And so you should plan on being cold basically between now all the way through the upcoming weekend. If we're lucky, we might get some warm-ups heading into February, but it's going to be quite a while. We have to wait a long time before that happens, right? All of this is happening while we have snow on the roads outside. You probably saw the snowy scenes around the area in your neighborhoods. We still have snow even at 5 o'clock on the top of the buildings in Winston-Salem. A lot of that sleet is going to take a long time to melt. So you're going to want to be keeping an eye on that, right? As we go throughout the week, we're going to still have to deal with that. As far as snow totals, hey, Greensboro, PTI Airport, picked up about 2 inches of snow or so. 8 inches is the winter average. So yeah, it was a pretty snowy day, I guess, just one day. But we have a long way to go to kind of catch up to average. 8 inches is, of course, for the whole year, the whole season. And our sleet and snow totals weren't all that impressive to write home about, but it was something. 1 to 2 range for our southern counties, 2 to 3 range for others, and maybe even over that in places of Forsyth, Stokes, and Surrey counties as well. I do want to talk about the upcoming winter weather potential. And you might be saying, whoa, I haven't heard anything about that. Or maybe you've been hearing all about it on social media. There are probably 2 extremes there. If If you're watching this show, you probably have heard about it, I'm guessing. We have a big dip in the jet stream. It's actually very favorable for winter weather in the southeast to have a weather system take a track like this. So basically what this does is it introduces a lot of cold air into our side of the country, and it can also encourage low pressure forming in this area. So when you get a cyclone, which is low pressure, when you get low pressure to form over here, a lot of times it can throw back cold air to us. And if that's the case, it can occasionally bring us winter weather. And we have some models that are showing that, some that haven't, but the signs are getting aligned a little bit more that we might have some winter weather to track going into the weekend. Keep in mind, though, if we learn anything over the last couple of weeks, the models change. They're not to be trusted 5 days out, and it's not real life. Computer models are not real life. They are guides to what could happen. They are things that we can look at, but it's not something that we should it's not the end-all, be-all. And like I said, it's also not reality. There are multiple paths a low pressure can take for us to get a winter weather system. Path number 3 usually ends up with mixed precipitation for us. Hey, we just had one of those. Number 2 is the best if you like snow. And number 1 usually means snow at the beach, but not for us. So we'll just have to wait and see which one this storm takes. But low pressure is likely, lots of cold air around, equal chances of it hitting us or missing us. No need to get whipped up in a frenzy right now. I don't even really want to talk about it, but it is my job. It is my job. So there you go. And people are asking about it, and you have a right to know. I know equal chances doesn't sound like much, but it's a decent system, a decent sign anyway, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Mid-30s over the next couple of days, very cold mornings. So those frozen sidewalks, frozen driveways, crusty, icy side roads, they're all going to continue to be a bit of an issue for a while. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and others, just being mindful of that for the next little while. Going forward, we will be in the 20s for the weekend. It's guaranteed to be very cold. That's guaranteed. What's not guaranteed is whether we'll have a storm or not. If we do, probably a better chance of snow than ice. But I say probably because this is North Carolina and we're 5 days away and lots can change. So we'll be tracking it for you. We'll be joined by Brad Panovich in just a few minutes to talk more about the weather.